The break is over and UFC is back. And not only is it back, we have a pretty big pay-per-view to close out 2024. My name is Angelo. This is We Want Picks, and I'm going to give you my Underdog Fantasy entry for UFC 310. If you don't know what Underdog Fantasy is, it's daily fantasy. You come in here, you say higher or lower than the numbers you see on the screen, and if you are correct, you can make a boatload of money. They will even give you free money to play. The only thing you need to do is go to wewantpicks.com/underdog, use promo code WWP, and you have all sorts of options for free money. wewantpicks.com/underdog, promo code WWP. Get the free money. Give it a try. I will tell you right now with confidence, this is one of the best daily fantasy products out there. It's not gambling. It's not betting. It's daily fantasy. You string a few of these together and you take home some very real money. This is also available in far more states than sports betting is because it's not sports betting. Anyway, get the free money. I'm going to give you an entry for UFC. If you love it, great. If you don't, that's fine. You'll have free money in your account. You can do anything you want with. If you look across the top, this is all sports. We still got plenty of NFL left. NBA is in its stride. So lots of stuff going on here. You can mix and match different sports and make it all happen. Obviously, we're going to focus on UFC. Use that promo code WWP because A, you'll get some free money, and B, we get a couple of bucks. Nothing crazy, but enough to attempt to keep the lights on over here. But let's go ahead and focus on this entry. So I have 5 lines for you. I'm going to give you 5. If you like them all, again, great. If you don't, that's fine. I always do the flex payout. What the flex payout says is you can be wrong and still make a couple of bucks. But let's go ahead and take a look. Alexandre Pantoja. I'm going to expand this box. What I do love about Underdog Fantasy is, look at the amount of options here. Other products are like more or less on strikes, and that's the end of it. This is almost every single thing that could happen in this fight. We have submission lines, knockout lines, finish lines, fight minutes lines, a whole bunch of stuff going on. I am going to do the higher on 3 takedowns. Listen, here's the reality of it. His opponent, Kai Asakura, phenomenal striker. Everybody knows it. There's not a person on this planet that knows anything about the fight game that doesn't know Kai Asakura is a good striker and the better striker in this matchup. And what does that mean? It means that Pantoja is not going to mess around. He's going to immediately start wrestling and grappling. I believe there are gaps there. This is a 5-round fight. I think Kai Asakura is too good to be submitted early, so I think he's going to end up defending a few takedowns, getting taken down a whole bunch of times, and Alexandre Pantoja is going to win this fight, but he's going to get more than 3 takedowns along the way. For reference, he got 9 takedowns in his last fight, and Steve Eryk was supposed to be like an Australian national wrestling champion, and it didn't matter. Pantoja still took him down 9 times. So we're going to stick with that. What we can also do is look at the Kai Asakura side and do lower than a half a finish because I don't see him finishing Pantoja. Obviously he can, right? He hits like an absolute freight train, but I don't think he's going to. So we're going to add that to my entry. The reason I don't think he's going to is, yes, he hits very hard. Yes, he's fast. Yes, he's the better striker. But there's a lot of things working against him. A, Pantoja's good. B, Pantoja's the far better grappler. C, this is Kai's UFC debut. There's a very small percentage of people that could debut on a main event in a big pay-per-view and show up their best self. There's a lot of things going on here. And unless he is like a top 1% mentally strong kind of guy, I imagine it's not going to be a peak performance. And I think I was at 3, so 4, or maybe I was doing letters, so D, I don't know. He's going down to 125 pounds. He's never made 125 pounds. So he's going down 10 full pounds in weight, which means he'll probably be dangerous early and then slow the hell down, lose all the sting off of his punches after the first round or 2. So I don't see him finishing here. So we're going to add that to the mix. I'm not going to touch Ian Gary here. It's a very tricky fight. And maybe I'm giving Ian Gary far too much credit. But I think this fight's going to be very close, if not Ian pulling out a pretty big upset. What I do like, though, is we're going to do the higher on the 1.5 takedowns for Shavkat Rakhmonov. Couple of things. One, his takedowns are actually not that good. Took 5 attempts to take down Wonder Boy in his last fight. But I do think he is going to be shooting takedown after takedown. I do think he's going to be looking to grapple heavy and get it to the ground. And we only need 2 takedowns here, and I think he'll get 2. Ian Gary has been with Shooterbox for a little while now. In his last fight, we saw Ian Gary pulling out offensive wrestling, offensive grappling. So he may be using that. He may be learning the grappling defense needed to not get submitted by Shavkat. Obviously, publicly, they both talked about the fact that Shavkat did submit Ian Gary when they trained a couple of years ago, but that was a couple of years ago. I think Ian Gary can at least stand up one time. And then if he gets taken down a second time, boom, this one hits. So I do like that. If we work our way down, we're going to go ahead and find Bryce Mitchell. Fun fact, he does not believe in seatbelts. If you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, from the press, I don't even know how it came up, but somehow in the press conference, he's like, I don't believe in seatbelts. My mama didn't wear a seatbelt. I ain't wearing a seatbelt, and the government ain't going to tell me to wear a seatbelt. So this guy's out of his fucking mind. But he's also not going to finish Cron Gracie. So we're doing lower on a half a finish there. He's not going to finish Cron Gracie. Cron Gracie kind of sucks at fighting. He's very good at jiu-jitsu, but he's also tough. He's durable. He's not a guy you're just going to take down and submit, and Bryce Mitchell's not knocking him out, right? Cub Swanson couldn't do it. We couldn't see Charles Jourdain knocking him out, and we're not going to see Bryce Mitchell doing it, which means Bryce Mitchell is going to end up grappling, maybe point, fight, strike, and he's not going to submit a Gracie. So I don't think there's a finish here. Certainly, if there is, it's not going to be on the Bryce Mitchell side, so lower than a half a finish there. How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. And for our fifth, we are going to go to Aljamain Sterling, 1.5 takedowns. We're going the lower. I think Aljamain Sterling is playing defense this entire fight. I think he's defending takedowns. I think he's trying to work up off bottom. I don't see him getting 2 takedowns against a better wrestler here. Listen, I like Aljamain Sterling. If you go back and watch our Tuesday live stream, I'm drinking his rum live on camera. I took 7 shots over the course of that freaking video. I don't think he's going to win this fight, and I don't think he's going to get multiple takedowns, let alone 2. Maybe he'll get 1. It's 15 minutes, but I just think Movsar Evloev is going to come forward, work the distance striking, be the better striker, initiate a couple of takedowns, and get it done. So I don't see Aljamain getting multiple takedowns in this fight. That is my entry. We're going to do the flex play. I've already got this built out, so let's go to pick 'em. Here is my 5-person entry. We got Alexandre Pantoja, more than 3 takedowns. Bryce Mitchell, lower than a finish. Shavkat Rakhmonov, more than 1.5 takedowns. Kai Asakura, less than a half a finish. And Aljamain Sterling, less than 1.5 takedowns. This is my entry. If you like it, great. If you don't, that's fine too. The most important thing is go get your free money. WeWantPicks.com/underdog, promo code WWP.